Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Koulibaly.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Millicent Matos Ura.
So we're very happy. We are the community affairs team. Me and Millie work together, always ensuring that the VAC team have all the resources that they have from the Office of Bronx Borough President. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce the chair of the Bronx Veteran Advisory Council, Mr. Luis Soltero.
Thank you guys. Another applause for the Bronx Borough President's team. Come on, you do better than that. Let's go. There you go. Listen, they put this whole thing together here, right? And I heard there's some good food later. So, all right, just at ease. All right, guys. All right, just a few housekeeping rules, please. As people are up here and they are speaking and making announcements, as you bring up the awardees, just please a little respect. Just to kind of, we'll tone it down. We got plenty of time afterwards. As you can see, the DJ had us dancing up here. We had some good stuff going, so we got more stuff on the way. So again, let's go through the ceremony. Let's recognize some really nice people that's done some really nice stuff for the community. So without further ado, I'll bring up our MC. He's been doing this for many years and masters the ceremony. If you know him, Mr. Gary Axelbank. Let's go.
How we doing? We're good, right? Let me tell you something. I was really emotional about watching all you folks do the step right on here. And we don't have veterans in here. We have Bronx veterans, right? That's right. And I was just talking to Emily, one of our Gold Star people. We love you so much. Come on, a round of applause for Emily. And I was just saying, out there in the world, in the big world, they have no idea who we are or what we are. And when you see Bronx veterans dancing on this floor, raving it up, then you understand who we are in the borough of the Bronx. So thank you so much for inspiring all of us. And then what I do every year, I can't even think of how many years I have been here for this event, which I absolutely have to do and I'll continue to do. I always give you a little Bronx language. And in the Bronx we say, I got 2 words for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to every single one of you. And listen, you know it, I'm just gonna say it, we've said it every year at this event, but you know it because you know it in your hearts, that they talk politics. I talk about all the issues on my TV show. We got housing and the environment and healthcare and education. But all of that stuff, we don't have anything if we don't have you. So thank you very much for your service. And I know when people see you in the airport, or they see you at the bus stop, and maybe you're wearing your Vietnam veterans jacket or something like that, and they say thank you for your service. This is a chance for the Bronx to say to you, thank you for your service. With real emotion and real love and real pride. So without further ado, the Color Guard will join us, the presentation of colors by the Bronx American Legion.
Detail. Hold. Right. Fix.
Now let's bring up Ms. Belinda Barnes to sing the national anthem.
Go back. Gary. Go.
Oh, say can
Go.
you see light. What so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars rule the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies red glare, the bomb bursting in gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free, and the home of the brave.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you.
Telegraph. Carry. Cut. Ready. Cut. Left. Pick. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right. Left. 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 Right. Left.
Got a nice round of applause for the Bronx American Legion. What's the motion? We're also going to have Mr. Hendon, Commissioner Hendon, doing the Pledge of Allegiance. There's the commissioner. There it is.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh.
Thank you, Commissioner, for everything that you do. I see his name here. I didn't see him yet, but Bishop Rosario, where is Angelo? He's here. He's got to be here. Where is he? Listen, he's not only one of my friends. I look at him as my Bronx brother. Where is he?
In Florida, I don't hear Pastor Jacob. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, come on. We know each other too long. Here's Pastor Jacob. We both went to do it nights. So it's in our blood.
Can we give the Lord a hand clap this afternoon? I want to say to all the veterans, thank you for your service. Give yourselves a hand clap. My father served in the Korean War. My brother was a Marine veteran. I have a grandson presently serving in the army in Poland. Okay, that's all. So we're praying for you, and we thank you again for your service. Let us pray. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom reign. Father God, we come before you this afternoon with bowed down heads and humbled hearts. For we thank you for this day, for this is the day that you have made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you now for the coming together. Our Bronx Borough President has brought us together collectively to celebrate and salute our veterans. We thank you for their service, for their lives, watching over us. And just as you kept your angels protecting them, we thank them for protecting us. And so it is my prayer today as we invoke your divine presence in this house, that you would bless every speaker. Bless us now on this auspicious occasion. Bless the food that has been served and will be served, for the nourishment of our bodies, and bless our bodies for your service. These things we ask in your matchless name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. We are now going to, it tears us up to do it, but we are going to read the names of the fallen. Let's bring the Veteran Advisory Council board members to do that.
CDR, Acevedo Joseph, Navy.
Private Cortez Isaac, U.S. Army. I'd also recognize that his mother, Evelyn Cortez, is here with attendance with us today.
Staff Sergeant Don Janet, Army.
Sergeants Engeldrum Christian, Army National Guard.
Lancer Court, Francesconi Alberto, Marines.
Staff Sergeant Irizarry Henry, Army National Guard.
Captain Jones Eric, Marines.
Tech Sergeant Lem Joseph, Air National Guard.
Specialist Martinez Victor, Army.
Private First Class Moreno Lewis, Army.
Sergeant Swilder Nathaniel, Army.
Specialist Taylor Dion, Army National Guard.
Corporal Valdez Ramona, Marines.
And Sergeant Velez Jose, Army. I'd like to ask for a moment of silence.
Thank you. Take seats. Thank you, guys. Okay, that's my comrade. Let's clap it up, clap it up. Get it. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. At ease. Keep it down, guys. I know we miss each other. It's been a whole year since the last one, so we'll get you through this, all right? We'll have some good time. So greetings and happy belated Mother's Day. Clap it up for the mothers in the house. You know, every year that we do this event, it's always at the same time, that Monday after Mother's Day, to make sure we recognize everyone that's putting in the work. So welcome to the Bronx Weeks Bronx Borough President's Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. Whoa. You know what? We need to roll call, do we? All right, is the Coast Guard in the house? Come on, you can do one Coast Guard. Navy, where's the Navy at? Where you at? There you go, okay. All right, where's the Air Force? Any Space Force? Space Force?
You're in space.
So, they're in space. I think last year we had our first veteran spaceports, right? If I'm not mistaken. Marines, where you at? Come on, Marines. Marines, where you at? All right, you gotta save the best for last. U.S. Army, where are you? Nice. Sorry, guys. Overwhelming. You know, one of the things I always say is that there is another branch of service. I say this to every event I have, is the what? The support branch, right? No one talks about the support branch. They serve too, right? The wife, the family, the friends, right? Clap it up. If you're support, family, friends, come on, give it up for these guys. It could be a patriotic citizen. I remember coming back from Afghanistan with these 100-pound rocks and people shaking my hand and say, thank you. Let me buy you a beer. Here's $20. And I was like, no, thank you, and all that good stuff. So these are the guys that held us down. So while we're doing what we're supposed to be doing out there, they're sending us the cookies, the letters, the candies, and anything else, right? So they serve too. So I want to make sure we recognize them as a branch in its own, the support branch, right? So again, my name is Luis Otero. I am a U.S. Army combat veteran, OEF 0304. I serve as a 13th Fox, Fort Observer, frontline soldier, and now I serve, pleasure to serve as the chair of the Bronx President's Veteran Advisory Council. If I can have the board members please stand up if you are here. So we have the lovely Marissa Estrella. I got my sergeant in arms, Sean. He looks like my bouncer up here, right? Sean Kingston, you know Sean, everyone knows Sean. Right? We also have Miss Roxana, the lovely Princess Roxana Gonzalez. We also have Chad Royer, and as well as Amjad Mohaji, that's not here today in attendance. So, but I do want to give a quick special shout out to the prior chair that was here before me, Joe Mondello. He also served about 13 years as the board president here. The Bronx President's Veteran Advisory Council, the mission is to provide advocacy for the evolving VA community needs by aligning ourselves with the Bronx President's proposed strategies, which are to address homelessness, mental health, food insecurities, conduct veteran outreach, and the many more issues facing the VA community, because, you know, locally we do face a lot more issues than nationally, right? So, and hopefully soon we'll have some open forums where we can hear from you to see what's actually going on locally. So, but today we're going to definitely come together to break some bread, you know, honor a few Bronx sites that has gone beyond the call of duty within the respective realms, which could be in the educational field or the public advocacy. Right? I do want to give a shout out that we do have a Borinqueniers in the house. He is over 95 years old. He fought in the Korean War. Stand up, you know. If you don't know, the Borinqueniers, the 65th Regiment out of Puerto Rico. They fought in World War I, World War II, and the Korean War. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So as I thank them, again, I thank all the honorees that's putting in the work. Again, thank you for what you guys do. Today is your day to get honored and get recognized. With that said, lastly, I definitely want to thank all my comrades in the room for having each other's six, right? That's what we're here for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sean Kingston to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And a happy Mother's Day to all our mothers. Every day is Mother's Day, but also every day is Veterans Day by VA standard. Again, my name is Sean Kingston. I currently serve as the Chief for Civic Engagement at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs right here in the Bronx, and also a proud member of the Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson Advisory Council. Thank you guys so much for having us here. I also want to take a moment to sincerely thank all our veterans for their incredible service and sacrifice. Your dedication and courage inspire us all, and we are deeply grateful for everything you have done to protect our freedom, so thank you. Also want to thank Joe and Vicky Bello for their many years of service. If they're here, as members of programs as well, of the Bronx Borough President Advisory Council. Thank all our honorees. This is truly deserving, and we thank you so much. Also want to recognize members of the Bronx Borough President Advisory Council for their impactful work. Through their efforts, we've helped strengthen our community support for veterans, ensuring that those who serve receive respect, resources, and assistance they deserve. Their partnership with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs has been vital in expanding access to vital services and programs, further demonstrating our commitment to serving our veterans with dignity and care. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention and thank our very own Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson, who's actually paying for this luncheon. Thank you, Madam Borough President. We will introduce in a few minutes as well. Thank you for your leadership, your commitment to our veterans, not only here in the Bronx, but also throughout New York City and our surrounding area. And to our veterans, all of you, thank you so much for your service. Please continue to utilize your VA service and benefits. It is our earned benefits, so please take advantage of your VA benefits. Thank you all so much.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Sergeant Allen. What's your name again? Last name? Ballard. Sergeant, he is 95 years old. Give this guy a round of applause. This guy. Look at this guy, young man. Look at this guy, young man. Sergeant Allen. Awesome. Thank you for your service, sir. He looks like you just got out of boot camp yesterday. Look, you saw my head dancing. It's good, man. What's the secret, man? Nice, good stuff. All right, so without further ado, let's get Mr. Gary Axel back up. Continue the show.
Wow, there we go. I actually have more people to thank. Where is Detective Dawn Sprague from the Missing Persons Unit of the NYPD? Is Dawn here? She was here. Well, anyway, you know, those are the soldiers on the ground here in New York City. We appreciate her service and everybody else's service. Listen, check this out. I wasn't aware of this. This was just given to me. We want to give a shout out to the Big Apple Honor Flight, mission number 5. The organization flew to Washington, D.C., and on this flight were World War II, Vietnam, and Vietnam War vets. We had 16 Bronx vets on the flight, so if you were on the Big Apple Honor Flight, please stand so we can applaud you for participating. Thank you so much. Folks, you represented all of us, and that's not a small thing. We really appreciate it. Next, I do want to bring up, he's here with us, the HUD Regional Administrator of New York and New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Lockery.
Thank you, sir. First off, shout out to the Bronx. Man, you guys know how to party. I don't think I've ever went into a room that someone was singing Casey and JoJo at 11 o'clock in the morning and Sean offered me an Incredible Hulk to drink as soon as I got in there. But you guys really know how to do it. And so first off, let me start off by saying I want to thank the Bronx Borough President Gibson, New York State Commissioner Mama V, New York City Commissioner James Hendon, my former colleagues at DVS, Donna Smalls and Gregory Williams and Michael Bocchini, the Bronx Veterans Advisory Council, and all of my fellow veterans and esteemed guests. It is an honor to stand here before you today, not only as a regional administrator, but also as a fellow veteran whose life has been shaped by service. My journey began here in New York to a single mother
who taught me value, discipline, and compassion. That foundation led me to the United States Navy, hoorah, where I served my country and learned some of the most important lessons of my life about brotherhood, resilience, and the enduring power of honor, courage, and commitment. Looking out at everyone today reminds me how veterans are in a unique situation to step into public service roles. You know how to lead, you know how to follow, and you know how to adapt and how to overcome. Our lives have been tested in ways that few others can understand, and because of that, we are in some ways the most qualified individuals to lead our communities forward. That's why I'm proud that President Trump and Secretary Turner continue to recognize that when you invest in veterans, you invest in the future of this nation. Last week, President Trump took a bold and historic step toward eradicating veteran homelessness by signing an executive order to establish the National Center for Warrior Independence. The center will focus on self-sufficiency. Yeah, give it up. That's a big win for us. This center is focused on housing, substance abuse treatment, and workforce development programs for homeless brothers and sisters in arms. The executive order also ensures that faster access to care by the VA to expand VA hours, opening weekend appointments, and extending telehealth options, helping to eliminate the wait times that have plagued the system for years that we all have unfortunately been through. The executive order directs HUD to expand the use of housing vouchers to support homeless veterans and their families. The goal is to house up to 6,000 veterans by 2028 in the Center for Warrior Independence. But that's just the beginning. At HUD, under the leadership of Secretary Turner, we are advancing the mission by eliminating zoning barriers and unlocking federal lands to build more affordable housing. We are partnering with private, faith-based organizations and nonprofit organizations that know their communities best, much like many of you in here today. At HUD, it's unacceptable to us that a single person who served our country is sleeping on the streets at night. So I pledge to you today, as a veteran, as a fellow public servant, and as someone who has never forgotten where I came from, that I will fight every single day to ensure that no veteran in New York and New Jersey, and especially the Bronx, is left behind. We're going to make sure that every dollar allocated meets its mission, and that every hero, regardless of rank, circumstances, receives the support they've earned. So to the Bronx Borough President, I say thank you for inviting me here today, for your continued great work for great residents of the Bronx. I got a chance to meet the Borough President at a leadership program that I was a part of. And let me tell you, the way that she inspires a room and galvanizes people to come together, no matter what side of the political aisle you're on, you feel like you are connected to that mission. And the Borough President displays that in her work every day, especially right here today. As I know that there are not only veterans from the Bronx here, they're from all over the city. Folks that are not from the Bronx today, raise your hands. Give it up to these folks coming all the way to the Bronx to support the veteran function. So I also want to thank the Veterans Advisory Council members. I wouldn't be here without the veterans in this room and the council members who have played a role in advocating for the creation of the Department of Veteran Services. I have nothing but thanks and gratitude for all of you who have been here today, because I wouldn't be here today had I not been able to serve in a capacity to give back to veterans. So all of you out there that are serving in your own way, I can't wait to see what you go on to accomplish and the roles that you fill to lead this community and lead the New York City forward and support our veteran community. And lastly, I want to thank all the veterans in this room today. I want to thank you for your courage, your continued service, your unwavering belief in this country. God bless you, God bless our veterans, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
I come on another round of applause for Jason Lockwood, the Harvard Regional Administrator of New York and New Jersey. Well, he pretty much did my introduction for the borough president. I mean, well, how can I follow that up? She is the host of our event today, the host of Bronx Week. And yes, she is the borough president of the borough of the Bronx in New York City, the Honorable Vanessa L. Gibson.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here, and to each and every one of you, happy Bronx Week 2025. This is how we do in the great borough of the Bronx. I am so excited to welcome all of you here, and certainly want to extend my warmest appreciation first to all of the amazing mothers and grandmothers, all of our powerful women, aunties, godmothers, guardians, all of the women entrusted to raise up our generation of leaders. I salute all of you, and I know that yesterday, for many of us, was a joyous day where we are celebrating our mothers and women and all that they do for us each and every day. And while it's a joyous occasion, I also recognize that for some of us, it is a time of deep reflection as we honor the legacies of our mothers. Like me, yesterday was my first Mother's Day, recognizing my mom with not being here in the physical presence, but certainly she is in my heart each and every day. So I thank all of you for your support, for your love, for your prayers. Many reached out to me to say, I'm thinking about you, and for that I am eternally grateful. On behalf of our Veterans Advisory Council, on behalf of our office, the Office of the Bronx Borough President, we say welcome to our Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. Thank you to Eastwood Manor for hosting us. Shout out to our DJ, to the band. Can we give it up for our DJ and the band? Everyone is doing amazing work. To Louis, Soltero, to Sean Kingston, and all the members of our Veterans Advisory Council, we say thank you. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, your leadership, your commitment. Thank you for being a partner to our office. I am so grateful that we can take a moment to say thank you to every veteran and every military family, all of our veterans who have served, those who are serving today, and we also know there is a generation of new veterans that are serving our country. So we honor all of you. We honor our military families, the partners, the spouses, the children, the siblings of all of our veterans, because this is your recognition too. Because you are at the side of your loved one, you are praying for them when they're serving, you are praying for them, thankful that they have served, and you are the recipients of this work as well. So we give it up for all of our veterans and all of our veterans' families. So we acknowledge all of our sponsors, and I want to say thank you to community partners for stepping up. Bronx Week, as all of you know, is a 13-day week, not 7 days, 13 days, where we come together each May and we celebrate the Bronx. The good things happening in the Bronx, the people, the places, the restaurants, the cultural institutions, everyone that makes our borough the beautiful place that it is to live, to work, raise our families, and do business. There is no place like the Boogie Down Bronx. So I say thank you. Thank you for helping us to celebrate Bronx Week 2025. Our message this year, the Bronx will strive and thrive in 25. We are committed, we are dedicated, we are driven, we are determined to make the Bronx the very best. But we need all of you. We do not do this work in a silo because we recognize, Pastor Jay Gooding, that we are better together. We are better when we work together, so we say thank you for joining us. This is a beautiful wonderful representation of veterans in the Bronx and beyond. So I want to say thank you. If you represent the Bronx, you represent Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, or any other part of our state. You are worthy to be celebrated. You are worthy to be appreciated, and you are worthy to be acknowledged. We would not be here as Americans and New Yorkers if not for your sacrifice, your blood, your sweat, your tears, your grit, your resilience, your strength, your encouragement, your empowerment. What you have done for this country is remarkable. And we have to make sure that as veterans come home, we have to give you the respect that all of you deserve. There should not be homeless veterans in this city. That is unacceptable. Every veteran should have access to stable housing and workforce development and access to health care and mental health services. That is why we have a Veterans Mental Health Court in our borough. That is why we have a VAC, so that we can be advocates along with all of you. And so the Veterans Advisory Council, we've been very driven all year round. We do amazing events, not just during Bronx Week. We have a Thanksgiving turkey giveaway with the James J. Peters VA Hospital. We do that every November. We have a wonderful children's toy giveaway at the Bronx Zoo with our Veterans Advisory Council. And because we know that we should honor veterans beyond Memorial Day, Independence Day, and Veterans Day, we worked with the New York City Council a year ago to make sure that November is Veterans Appreciation Month. And we got that done. So I say thank you. Thank you for keeping up the spirit of what veterans are all about. Thank you for always talking the talk and walking the walk, showing the rest of the world what veterans have done. We will always stand with you. We will always recognize you. We will always celebrate you. So I am proud to be a niece of a Vietnam War veteran. My uncle served right out of high school. He is a street vendor. He does everything that veterans do because he said, I'm a veteran, y'all gonna let me in the door. And I love that. I love that veterans are just not only speaking up, but you're also advocating for yourself. So this afternoon's appreciation is a chance to say thank you. It is a chance to love on you. It is a chance to shower you with appreciation. And we're so grateful that everyone is here. I want to acknowledge our MC for the hour, my dear friend, longtime host of Bronx Talk and the Bronx Buzz feed on BronxNet television, Gary Axelman. And you all should know that this year, Gary is the People's Choice Award recipient in Media and Art for the Bronx Walk of Fame 2025. Well-deserved, Gary, 30 years in the game and still working. This Saturday, May 17th, we will officially induct Gary into the Bronx Walk of Fame. On the Grand Concourse, there will be a sign erected in recognition of Gary. Thank you, Gary, for your service. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. All about Bronx Week, y'all. So to all of our veterans who are present, I thank you to the U.S. Navy, to the Air Force, to the Coast Guard, to the Marine Corps, to the U.S. Navy, to the U.S. Army. And yes, I'm recognizing the Space Force too. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our message at Bronx Borough Hall is absolutely clear. We want to ensure that every veteran and every military family gets the support that they need. You get all the resources that you rightfully have earned. It's super important for all of us. So under the leadership of our Veterans Advisory Council, we've been so intentional in working closely with our partners at the federal level, the state level, and the city level, because we know that we cannot do this work without our partners. And so today recognizes the partnership, today recognizes the incredible work that we are doing together, and today we celebrate all of you. So I want to take a moment to just say thank you, and I want to acknowledge many of our partners of whom we could not do this work without you. Of course, we love you, Mama V, our Commissioner of the New York State Department of Veterans Affairs, Mama Viviana Cohen. Thank you so much, Mama V. You know, for a long time, I didn't know what Mama V's first name was, because we just call her Mama V. And when you say that, no matter where you go in the state, they know Mama V. Thank you, Commissioner. We love and appreciate you. You always show up. Remember, we opened up the Veterans Affairs Department at Manhattan University for veteran students. We've been together in the churches for years, and we celebrate you and say, thank you, Mama V. We recognize our Commissioner of the New York City Department of Veteran Services, Bronx native, James Hendon. We are thankful for you, Commissioner. We've done great work together. We've been at many press conferences, many marches, and we celebrate you and we say thank you on behalf of our great city for the work that you are doing. I want to acknowledge, and she's going to give us welcoming remarks, but our partner in this work. We cannot do this work unless we have an amazing leader in public safety who is entrusted with the responsibility to keep us safe. And she is one of us. She represents us from Soundview all throughout the Bronx. Ladies and gentlemen, our Bronx District Attorney, Darcel Schwartz. I'm gonna keep going, keep on, DJ. Representing the governor of our great state, Kathy Hochul, our Bronx representative, Fidel Molina. I love it. Earlier today, we also had Councilmember Kevin C. Riley, and his staff is here. We say thank you, Councilmember Riley. Round of applause. We have another great leader that I want everyone to get to know. She's amazing. Long-time lawyer here in our county. Ladies and gentlemen, Shakira Algadi. We see you, Shakira. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, I want to acknowledge our honorees that we're going to celebrate. Can we give them all a round of applause? Our honorees for the afternoon. Our keynote speaker, you're dynamic, and we love that you're here. Jason Lockridge, thank you so much. Regional Administrator of New York and New Jersey, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Yeah. We appreciate it, we appreciate it. I do have to do another special recognition, because when you serve for the longevity that he has served, and you see him on the dance floor and he's still moving, we have to honor and celebrate him. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me celebrate our Sergeant, Korean War Special Service, Alan Ballard. We say thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alan. And I want to recognize, equally as important, your beloved queen, his wife, Sheila Ballard. And we have many organizations. When we say that we mean business, we mean business. When we have resource fairs, we have health fairs. Did you all know that we have an initiative with the Department of Labor, and it is called Future Forward Bronx. We intentionally hold job fairs at Borough Hall every other month, and a few months ago, we had a job fair, guess what? Just for veterans. It was veterans only. Nobody else could get in. And we did that because we know that we have high unemployment rates among veterans. There's discrimination out there. We cannot accept that. So we know that when veterans come home, we want to make sure that if you want a job, you should get a job. There should be no barriers, right? My uncle became a street vendor because he had a lot of time after he came home and retired from work, and he is now a street vendor. And I appreciate that because there's a special designation for vendors who are veterans, and we want to celebrate that as well. So I want to recognize NAVVETS, who's here. NAVVETS, make some noise. Metro vets are here as well. Black Veterans for Social Justice. Okay, great. I want to say thank you so much, and I want to also acknowledge, he's one of our honorees, but I think it goes without saying that when you are a Boricania, it matters. And that is history. That is living history. That is the stories that you don't see in schools and in textbooks, right? But when you have living legends right here in our borough, we want to celebrate that. So I just want us to, again, to show our love. He's a man of knowledge. Jose Rivera Carrion, God bless you. Borough 1950 to 1951, 65th Infantry Regiment, Korean War, U.S. Army. Oh, okay. Is it okay if we honor you, Jose? Yeah, we'll bring him up. Okay. We'll start with Jose. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jose Rivera Carrion.
There ain't no doubt.
Okay, go ahead. Yep. I'll give it a shot. I don't even have. Okay, yeah.
Wow. Okay, can everyone take their seats, please? We're going to continue with the program.
Hey, let's go. Take seats. Have right face.
Okay. So before I call up our next speaker, I also want to acknowledge the team at Bronx Borough Hall. Our Director of Community Services, David Koulibaly. Thank you, David. David works closely with our VAC for citations and proclamations from the office of Congressman George Latimer. His district director, Tremaine Ogari, is here. Thank you, Tremaine, for being here today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have our district attorney, Darcel Clark, please come up and greet our neighbors and friends. You get your own song here. All right. Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you. Give it up for the borough president. Isn't she amazing? Thank you so much. Protocol haven't been established. So many great people here. Gary, as always, master of ceremony. Thank you. Both of our commissioners. I have the pleasure of sitting at the table with both of them. Commissioner Mama V and Commissioner Hendon, both of you do such great work on behalf of our veterans. Hey. And I just want to say thank you to the Veterans Advisory Council for the Borough President. But most importantly, I'm here to say thank you to the veterans. Thank you all for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. You are an example for so many Americans. No matter which side of the aisle you're on, you believe in America. You represent the best of us. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do for our country. Thank you so much. And as we come close to Memorial Day, there'll be another time for us to remember those who lost their lives serving this country. I want to say thank you. We're going to have a happy Memorial Day and remembering those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. But so many of you are here. Thank you for continuing to serve and the service that you've already given. So I want to say thank you there. But something else I want to acknowledge this year too, and that's to our Vietnam veterans. Because I know that it's 50 years since that war ended. And you know what? When you came back, I want to say something that some people fail to say to you. Welcome home. And also, I want to say thank you for your sacrifice, because that's one place where people have forgotten. You came back, and not everybody was cheering you on when you came back. And that happens to a lot of veterans as well. But 50 years marks the end of that war, and I want to say thank you and welcome home to you all. So I'm not going to hold you up anymore, because I know I want to see these great honorees, and I know the food is coming too, so y'all want to hear nothing else, right? But thank you so much. You have a DA that believes in you. I have a Veterans Employee Resource Group. Any of you interested in partnering with my office and the veterans in my office, we're willing to come out into the community, to your centers, anything that you need. You have a DA that's here to support you. Thank you, and God bless.
All right. Thank you so much, Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark. We're so grateful to have her as a partner, a colleague, and an ally in this work. We love our veterans. We were just at an event recognizing Vietnam War Veterans Day in the New York City Council by one of our council members, Christy Marmorato, and now we're here celebrating. I want to recognize our female veterans who are here. Female veterans, make some noise. We appreciate you, and we thank you. We're going to be recognizing our female veterans at the James J. Peters VA Hospital here in the Bronx on June 12th. That is our day, save the date. And while we want all of our female veterans to be there, brothers, men, we need you there too. Stand with your sisters, stand with your fellow colleagues. And so we thank you so much. Now it gives me great pleasure to call up someone who needs no introduction. Whenever we have a veterans event, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, we are here together. Whether we're in the East Bronx or in the West Bronx, we join our Gold Star mother, Gold Star families. Emily Thorno, can I show love to you? Emily Thorno, Gold Star, thank you, thank you, thank you. When we named a bench in honor of your son at Van Cortlandt Park and the Memorial Park, I met you before then, but I really, truly admire you, and I thank you so much for always lifting up your beloved son. I know Mother's Day is a joyous day, but I know it's also challenging for you. So we love you, Emily. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do on behalf of our Gold Star families. And our commissioner has been a friend. He is amazing. I thought I was good with numbers. numbers. It's incredible. Phenomenal, phenomenal. He could be anywhere as our New York City Commissioner of the Office of Veteran Services, but he belongs to us because he's a Bronxite. He represents the Bronx. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our Commissioner of the New York City Department of Veteran Services, Commissioner James Hendon. You get a song too. Thank you.
Ooh, how's everybody doing today? Yeah. Want to give honors and salutations just to our leader, our fearless leader, 14th Borough President of the Bronx, Honorable Vanessa L. Gibson. Y'all please give a round for Borough President. Yeah. Acknowledging her staff, I got to call out her Deputy Borough President, Janet Peguero, Director of Community Affairs, David Koulibaly, Community Services Associate, Millicent Matos, and then let's give a round for the entire team that had something to do with putting this together from the VP's office. You know, we got the 14th right here. I want to call out the 13th. We just heard from a moment ago, 13th District Attorney Borough of the Bronx, Honorable Darcel Clark. Yeah. Want to acknowledge our HUD Region 2 Administrator, my brother from another mother. Y'all know him as a Navy veteran and just an enthusiast, just an ally advocate in our community. Let's give it up again for Jason Lockman, everybody. JL. Yeah. On the state side of it, I need to acknowledge my mother and my mentor, Commissioner of the New York State Department of Veteran Services, the Honorable Viviana De Cohen. Yeah. Mama Viv. Also from the state, calling out Fidel Malena, the Bronx Regional Representative. Thank you so much. Want to acknowledge some of the key folks who helped put this together. Can't call all the sponsors, but I must acknowledge our friends at Eastwood Manor who are hosting us right now. Bronx Tourism Council, the Bronx Economic Development Corporation, the Business Initiative Corporation of New York, and of course our good friends at BronxNet. Gary, how many years has this been for you now? How many years have you moderated this?
More than that.
Goodness gracious, y'all. That's what. Let's give another round. Let's give a round for Gary, our MC, please. Yeah. Calling out again, Emily Toro, Gold Star mother to PV2, a private second class, Isaac Thomas Cortez, killed in action in Emerald, Iraq, November 27, 2007. Any other Gold Star family members we have here, just want to make sure we acknowledge anybody else, a Gold Star family member in this room. All right. Yeah. Want to also acknowledge all U.S. military service members, past and present, their caregivers, survivors, families, calling out all veteran community supporters, benefactors, and allies. The Bronx Borough President's Veterans Advisory Council. Y'all heard him before, we're going to say it again. Louis Otero, Chair. Want to acknowledge Joe Mondello, Chair Emeritus, Sean Kingston, Sergeant at Arms, board members Marissa Estrella, Don D. McKellar, Roxana Jimenez Gonzalez, Amjad Mujahid, and Chad Royer from the Veterans Advisory Council. And then our honorees, can't say their names enough, Joe Bello, U.S. Navy, Vicky Bello, U.S. Navy, Kevin Meggett, U.S. Army, Winston Murray, U.S. Navy, help me out, y'all, engineer, U.S. Navy, World War II, Winston Murray. Also, Jose Rivera Carrion, Army, y'all heard about him? G Company, 65th Infantry Regiment, one of our Boricuaneers, fought in the Korean War, one of our Puerto Rican brothers, and John Rosa, U.S. Navy. Let's give a round to all being honored today. As was mentioned, my name is James Hendon. I serve as Commissioner of the New York City Department of Veteran Services. So happy to be here with you for this Bronx Week Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. I just want to take a moment to love on our borough president, y'all. You know, pound for pound, President Gibson, or Vanessa L. Gibson, and the Veterans Advisory Council have been there for veterans in the Bronx and their families, thick and thin, for years. You know, I think about the BP being the first woman and the first person of color, the first African American to be borough president. She sees our communities and how they're being underrepresented because she's lived that herself. So let's give another round for our BP. Yeah, that's right. She gives us a voice. Everything from the turkey giveaways to veterans labor summits, as far as with the Department of Labor, to having agreements where all community boards now in the Bronx should have access to the veterans who live in those communities, as does the president. She's the first to do that. All other boroughs are following. To November as Veterans and Military Families Month. let's give another round for our borough president for everything she's doing. Yeah. More veterans self-identify in the Bronx than any other borough, hands down, because of this leadership team between the VAC and the BP's office. And now to our honorees. Once again, I want to call out Joe, Vicky, Kevin, Winston, Jose, and John. So many people have different definitions for leadership. Just read a few. One person is Nick Barney. He's a writer. He says it's the ability to influence and guide followers or members of an organization, society, or team. Another definition is a scholar. His name's Gary Uckel. Leadership is the process of influencing others to understand and agree about what needs to be done and how to do it. McKinsey and Company. Leadership is a set of mindsets and behaviors that brings people in collective directions, enabling them to work together and recognize shared goals. And in according to Washington University, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. With all of these definitions that tell you what leadership is, I'll tell you what leadership isn't. Leadership is not loud, it is not pretentious, it is not gaudy. True leaders are humble, true leaders are consistent, and leadership is about showing up and being counted and coming through every day with whatever you face. For each of these honorees, it'd be enough to just look at their military careers and say that's enough that you've done in the Army, in the Navy, etc., as a leader, and say you've checked the block. We're honoring them today for everything they did beyond the time in service, recognizing these leaders for what they did in the community, for what they did with their families, for what they've done as veterans. And so calling out each person here, if you look at Joe, as far as Joe Bello, tireless advocate in the veteran community, one of the folks who helped establish DVS. We look at Vicky Bello, longtime coordinator for the Theater Development Fund, helping many of our veterans have Broadway experiences. We look at Kevin Meggett, not just a leader on the jobs front with his former employer, Black Veterans for Social Justice, but now a leader in the National Association of Black Veterans, the Bronx chapter in Greater New York City overall. You look at John, working tirelessly at Bronx Community College, in the English department, in the admissions department, and in the Veterans Office. And you look at Winston and Jose, with careers beyond service within their communities and as family men with the ultimate gift of descendants and children doing well. So we look at these people and we don't just see what you do when you wear the uniform, we honor you for all that you do afterwards. And what we say with them, it echoes for everyone here. So as surely as we honor Joe and Vicky, Kevin, Winston, Jose, and John, they represent so many folks in this room, and we thank all of you. And with that, we thank you not just about the words, but with the service. So please, message I'll leave you with, take advantage of all the things that you've earned, everything tied to your veteran, your military identity. Please, clap for that. I said this to the folks on the honor flight on Saturday. It could be tied to health care. It could be tied to housing. It could be tied to benefits, education, culture, employment, whatever it is, take advantage. Use everyone here to help you help yourself get to a good place. You got folks at the city level, at the state level, at the federal level, committed to being right by you and your loved ones. Raise your hand if you work in government and you help veterans. If anybody here who's city, state, federal helping veterans, raise your hand. All right? Now, raise your hand if you're in the nonprofit side helping veterans. If you're with a veteran service organization or community group, raise your hand. All right? Raise your hand if you're in the private sector helping veterans. If you're in a veteran employee resource group, you're trying to help people get hired at your job, raise your hand. Now, everybody, put a hand up. We just put one up a moment ago. Look around. This is your tribe. These are your allies. Use these people so we can help each other get to a good place. The worst thing we could do is earn all these things and make all these sacrifices and not take advantage. So please take advantage. And with that, if you need to reach any of us, the New York City Department of Veteran Services can be reached at 212-416-5250. Email address is connect@veterans.nyc.gov. Website is nyc.gov/vets. Social media handle is @NYCVeterans. The New York State Department of Veteran Services can be reached at 888-VETS-NYS. Email address is dvsinfo@veterans.ny.gov. Social media handle is @NewYorkVeterans. And the website is veterans.ny.gov. For the federal folks, the address is va.gov. The social media handle is DepVetAffairs. And the phone number is 800-MY-VA-411. If you forget all that, come to somebody, let us help you. And it's not just us. It's about the National Association of Black Veterans. It's about our friends at the American Legion, at the Veterans of Foreign Wars. It's about the Veterans Advisory Council. It's about the borough president herself. Let us help you. If you forget anything you hear today, remember you're not alone. Let us help you. With that, congratulations again to the honorees. Thank you to all who are here for your service. Yeah. And then to end with two quotes. This one is Confucius. The person who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. I say again, the person who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Handle your business and carry the stones of your life. Please use us to help you with that. And then the other one, this one, author is anonymous. Thank you for bravely doing what you were called to do, so we can safely do what we are free to do. Say again, thank you for bravely doing what you were called to do, so we can safely do what we are free to do. God bless you. God bless the city of New York, and God bless America. Thank you so much, everybody.
Hey, Commissioner, thank you so much. Commissioner James, thank you. We are going to acknowledge individuals. Oh, first of all, before we do that, Senator Jamal Bailey couldn't be here, but his district director, Renell Ogilvie, is here. Where is Renell? So thank you very much for joining us from the office of Senator Jamal Bailey. Let's just get right to it. The award centennial going to Winston Murray. Where is Winston Murray? Good year, so Sean Kingston is going to accept his award. Congratulations. There's an award from the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, and of course, the award from the Borough President, Vanessa Gibson.
And he's also 103. He's also 103 years old.
Let us bring on Vicky Bello from the Navy. You not here? Joe and Vicky are not here. Well, we're going to acknowledge Joe, Noah, and Vicky Bello. We're going to get certificates. You can be sure we will get them to them. There is also John Rosa from the United States Navy. My father was a Navy veteran as well. Congratulations, John. Go behind you. How about a nice round of applause for John Rosa? One more, and we understand he's actually from the Navy, not from the Army, and that's a big thing. You know, we don't make those mistakes, folks. You get in trouble with a capital T if you make those mistakes. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Megan.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, everyone. How y'all doing? Everyone okay? So I'm going to be real brief, but I want to get really to the point. I think I didn't choose to become a veteran advocate. I think it kind of chose me. I've worked 12 years with homeless veteran reintegration program, meeting veterans where they are at. And I just want to give a real big shout out to the Charlton Thompson chapter of NAVVETS 0029. Can y'all please stand? All right. Yeah. Can y'all give them a hand? Because there's no me without them. They actually really paved the way, and I want to also recognize my state commander, Commander Cortez Moore. It's beautiful that we could come together and we could celebrate, but the history of Memorial Day is really not a celebratory event. It's actually a very somber one. And again, I told you the name of our chapter is Cornelius, Charlton, and William Thompson chapter. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about William Thompson real quick. He was born in New York City, I believe Brooklyn, and he became homeless. He was a homeless teenager on the streets. A priest or a pastor saw him sleeping in a park, got him into a homeless shelter, and he joined the army. Honorably served for about 2 years, he got out. Found it very hard to transition from military life back into civilian life. Sounds familiar, sounds like, right, this is the same thing we're facing today. So he went back in, because he was facing homelessness yet again. Once he went back in, this is in 1950, he deployed to Korea and he never came back home. This is what Memorial Day is for the people that didn't come back home. There are a lot of veterans in here. I advocate beyond the walls or beyond the realm of NAVVETS. I do have an independent organization called Veteran Action Now, where I'm very vocal. I would like to thank Kevin Raleigh's office, who came down to see me and gave him a call. I'd like to thank George Latimer's office, who came down to see. I'll probably see Congressman Latimer when I go to DC tomorrow. So I'm in DC. I'm in everyone's face that I need to be, particularly and especially like Mark Takano, Hakeem Jeffries, and no one could advocate for us better than us. So we need to really come up with a united veteran front and put any petty differences we have aside so that we could tell Congress what exactly we want, because I, for one, don't want to ever relinquish my ties to my oath. Veteran issues are a federal issue. It's okay for the state, city, and private sector to help and participate in helping us move even further. But at the end of the day, I did not make an oath with Starbucks, McDonald's, Amazon, and I want our oath to be federally attached to where it came from. And so one day after President Trump's inauguration, I stood out in the blistering cold. It was cold that day. And shout out to Commander Moore, shout out to Steve Colon. It wasn't a lot of us, but it was enough of us. And I was asking at that time that the president not do everything that he's doing right now. So now I'm not asking anymore. I'm demanding that you put back what you've taken from us and then you add on, because we've never really gotten anything. And with that, I yield, and I thank you for your time. God bless everyone.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how to applaud for David. He certainly has put things into very important perspective. I do want to bring on this a bit of a surprise. Stephen Colon from the Marines. Where's Stephen? Here he is. He's got a special presentation for our borough president. Borough president is a special presentation for you. Stephen Colon from the United States Marine Corps. Pull that forward. Good. I'll get a good picture of all the things. Thank you. Yes, everybody. Used to be that one photographer. Now everybody in the house is happy. Good to get happy. All right, a big smile, everybody.
All right.
There we go. So now, here's a special presentation for the borough president. You can stand there, sir, and I'll take your picture.
On behalf of NAB vets and Veteran Action Now, we want to present these roses for everything you do for the Bronx veterans and veterans.
Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're reaching the end of our program. We're going to bring on Pastor Jay Gooding again to offer the benediction.
I'm sorry. I gotta go home with her. Mom? Can you stand up for a minute? So I want to also brought my mom here. Your events. Thank you so much, Mom. You've done a lot.
All right, thank you. All right, I think we're up to Pastor Gooding right now for the benediction.
Pastor, before you do the prayer, Commissioner, is one more announcement?
I'm saying, hey, just one last announcement. Y'all, we have representatives from our claims and housing team here for the City Department of Veteran Services. So, if anything on the claims side, please see Michael Bocchini. Where you at, Michael? And also goes for Donnie Small on the housing side. Donnie. It's right there. So please, anything on the claims and housing side, we have members of our team to help with that. Thank you so much.
Can we just again give the Lord a hand clap? I'm going to ask you as we have the benediction. Let's give our heroes and sheroes that have been celebrated here today a hand clap. Come on. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. The Lord lift up his countenance upon us and give us peace this day and forevermore. Amen.